Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll look at a process which allows you to engrave steel with the help of a blue diode laser, like my scalp one here. You can't engrave it directly since it will just reflect off the material. You would need an infrared laser for this, but we can engrave self-adhesive black foil and then just stick it on and use it with an electro etching setup, like I did in the past before with a stencil printer. And that's what today's video is about. So previously I used this Brother printer to make my stencils and it worked out okay. But it has some issues that the laser can solve. First of all, the printer stencils are not self-adhesive, which just makes it a pain to work with, because you need to tape them down with electrical tape and they will just move and wrinkle and are not very great. And also the print reliability and the resolution is not very great, and you can't even tell if a print has failed or not because you can hardly see it on the tape. And that's why I'll switch to using the laser for this. Now I got everything set up. I got this self-adhesive foil in a black color. That's pretty important so that it absorbs the laser properly. You shouldn't get a transparent foil because it can cause problems. We just chuck this in our machine, focus our laser with this tab. That should be enough. Put the focus bar back up, and then you need to weigh it down. I'm just using this Kiridashi knife here. You need to weigh it down so that the cooling fan doesn't just blow the foil away. Here we are in the Laser GRBL software. If you've never used it before, I suggest you watch my tutorial on it. It should explain everything you need to know to set it up with this particular laser. I'm going to import one of the logos I would like to print. I'm gonna use this one. And here we already have to be a bit careful, because we are cutting out of a piece of foil and we're cutting it all the way through. We need to add some supports, otherwise this inner part is going to be separate from the outer part and it would make putting it on more complicated. So we have these small supports, and after we tape it down we can just remove this with a needle. If you have a different kind of logo, like for example like this, that's obviously much easier. It's just gonna cut it out of your piece of foil and then just stick it on and sand it. These are much easier, but it's not a large problem with the supports either. So now let's just import this, roughly set up your printer. You may have to change the print speed and power for your particular laser. That's you will have to do some test prints. And then just set the size. I'm just gonna keep it at that, and then just send it, and we'll see us later when the print is done. Here we are with our finished stencil. They turned out just as expected. I just had to widen the support structure on this one, and I've used a 1000 mm/min speed, and I used it at 70% power of a 5-watt laser. I just decreased my workpiece here, my Opinel, and then put the sticker on. The supports I removed with a needle. It is a bit finicky, but it works. And at least we can be 100% sure that we will engrave exactly what we see here. And there's no guesswork involved. Just to be safe, I put some electrical tape around it to protect it from overflow. And then I made the budget version of an engraver. I'm gonna use this 9-volt battery. I'm gonna hook the positive terminal up to my workpiece and then the negative terminal to my little engraver here, which is just the largest hex head I could find. And then I rubber banded a piece of a cotton pad on it. As an electrolyte, I'm gonna use a solution of salt water. And then, after we're done with the engraving, we will see each other again and see how it turned out. So here we are after the engraving, and we can see it should have turned out pretty good. Let's take the tape off. Remove the inner tape, and it looks pretty fine, I think. So the problem right here was definitely my engraver. I just covered it together with this hex head. So you should definitely use, what's better to use is a large board with a larger board head, and that's gonna work out a lot better. But I think for just a quick project, this engraving looks pretty fine. If you use a better engraver as well, it won't run as much under these things, because the engraving took me about 2 minutes and I had a bad connection on my battery, and this wasn't a very good setup. I should have done it with my power supply. I just don't have it right now here in my apartment. But I still think that this is a pretty good method for engraving. If you already own a laser engraver, you can just utilize it for steel, even though you can't engrave it directly. And it will give you pretty good results. If you have any parts where you don't need this support, it's gonna be even better. So I think that was it for this video. I hope you found it interesting and learned something. If you did, then consider subscribing and giving the video a like, and then I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.